Welcome everybody here onto the Wave League Asia edition. We are here with the semifinals loser bracket, Eternal versus Catalyst. And I gotta hurry up because this start is way too fast for my casting. I am not alone. I am joined here by the returned ghost of the Wave League staff team. Demi, please say hello and what do you think about this matchup that we will be seeing today?
I'm super excited for this. Hello, everyone. I'm Debbie, and I'm with Brian. We are going to be seeing if we can get. Oh, we do get the hit on Paluuk, the shotgun bird. Is shotgunning for sure. He's got the bookshelves loaded. Nightlight's going crazy. We have Eternal versus Catalyst with the artist on the Wrecker's Yard. And man, I'm so excited for how this start is. That is a spicy start. We see one perk in particular. That is some super fast walking with the carry, a man on his shoulder. And Nightlight, he has no chill. So he's going to be sending these birds out really quickly.
Most definitely, and especially you just said, I mean, the perk Agitation being used almost every time, especially on the artist on the Wrecker's Yard when it's allowed. So there's still another perk, actually, that Nightlight thinks 5 gens are being done. We got the Hex, no one escapes. Is that what you think about this pick?
Honestly, on this pick, so on this map, Artist is either a 4K2 or a 2K8 killer. There's really no in between. So for it being losers bracket, like getting into the finals is what kind of their goal is. They need to get this win. So that's just a back pocket securing. And also, Nightlight's confident enough that he only needs 3 perks throughout the entire to secure 4K.
Definitely.
Well, 2 perks, I should say.
I mean,
we
at
already
this
owes
point,
corrupt, so
definitely,
we saw that in the start.
We got the early down. I mean, this is like some
Oh!
bird, and what a bird we are seeing, and especially an M1 as well. And this is some good value. And I think we see Scene Partner being in use. We do hear an Ace screaming a lot of times. And now we are coming into the very, very dangerous part. I think you can see it, Demi, already with the perk Agitation. The basement hook being used. The only advantage that actually Team Catalyst has that the first 2 gens have been popped. So if Nightlight would be able to camp this one out, 3 gens would be popping. So Nightlight actually cannot camp this hook out, which is the disadvantage for Nightlight, but also the advantage for Catalyst at the end. And for the start, I think Demi Catalyst is in a relatively solid spot, I would say.
So they've broken apart a lot of what can be considered quote-unquote the 3 gens. The issue is it's versus an artist who's very much, oh hey, yes, I have the ability to pepper gens from a distance no matter what. We will see them aiming Nightlight aiming birds at the distant like the different ones. We do hear the Ace of Scene Partner just never stopping. Bro doesn't know how to shut his mouth, and we are just going to see constantly these birds getting hit and the survivors hopping locker. Right now, getting hook is not going to be a priority because basement hook's almost impossible to rescue against versus artists. It's better to have the different progress on the various gens. Nightlight knows this, and we see Paluuk ending up in the entity's embrace. No one's coming in for the rescue. No one's the brave Nightlight. Zaiju does get injured from a distance.
Definitely. What a beautiful crow hit. I mean, this is just the value that we have, especially with Arthas and how Arthas should be played. You just completely annoy every single survivor on any gen and maybe try to get a slingshot out of it or a normal hit as well. We see the pre-drop as well coming through. Pallet dying on hook will be returning back into the lobby. And now actually we do see Saito losing the 50-50, but is there a pallet nearby? There is! We do see a greed coming through and I think this will be a hit. Most definitely. Maybe a pallet save coming through. I do hear no steps.
No,
I don't know
think
about
so.
you.
I don't think everyone's on the. I think everyone's too far away from pallet saves.
Definitely, I think. But do you hear the gen? And it's quite far. Maybe we do actually make it before Scourge being applied. No, we don't. And this is, of course, unfortunately, I mean, minus 25% on the gen progress is a lot. And with that, Nightlight knows where the active gens are. And this could be dangerous if played right by Nightlight.
Yeah, how this game is going, it should be a 4K1, mainly because he managed to make it a 3v1 so very early on. However, these survivors do have 2 high progress gens. We know the ones they've been working. There's this one by the corner, but the issue for Nightlight's hook placement is for that pain res is so strong because now he's able to pressure this gen nearby and force the survivor to either run away from this active gen, and now he's just going to pepper the other gen in the distance. And there's not really a lot the survivors can do unless they want to switch gens over to a different side. And don't forget, we still have Owen in the back pocket. And we are coming in for the rescue. We'll be able to get it inside, but Nightlight is saving that bird for... Ooh, choosing not to send it out immediately. Wants to get him. Oh, I thought he was about to do a sleek shot in like the craziest fashion, but he only gets the killer instinct. And now we do got Drago coming in for body blocks. No, actually leaving Drago entirely. Wants to go check out this jet in this area. Knows that this is going to be the Rebecca in. It's going to be MX in this area. Looking around, seeing if he can find him. Does manage to spawn him out towards the car loop. And will this be a chase? He wants to get another paid res in before we can do anything. And here's a loud sound effect, but I don't know where that was from.
Actually, me neither, as you just mentioned it, but Rebecca just had way too much distance. And with that being said, Xaidu being chased once more. And we're actually completely W-keying that. What a beautiful W-key coming through from Xaidu, but it's actually getting mind-gamed on the jungle gym. Really unfortunate, but it was a good W-key, but then is actually getting mind-gamed, therefore will be going down. But this is good because this is no Scourge hook. And the only thing that Nightlight can really do is get a good hook. But as we know that the other progress gen is on 3, it makes it really, really hard to get a relatively good hook for this kind of situation.
Yeah, it is difficult to get a hook, but luckily Agi in the back pocket, you could just hook nearby where these, we do see a gen popping, and we also get the rescue going off at the same time. Xaidu needs to leave this area before he gets sent back to the campfire. We do get Drago, who's taking a bird. Drago's kind of just staying in front of Nightlight. All nice and calm, and gonna just be placing these darts down. Wants to get Xaidu out of the game, but Drago has to take a taste. Has to take the hit, and Xaidu's just going all the way free. Unfortunately, with Drago running into that, wasn't able to take a full body block, and now just creating so much more distance. Does have this down pallet to play around, but this is versus Artist. Artist is one of the most dangerous around these loops, and they're choosing to leave because they want to pressure the gen. Nightlight knows he can't really do anything without pressuring this gen away, and we do see Rebecca in the area. If we could get this pain res, it's going to be very strong, Brian.
Definitely, but the thing is, Nightlight knows in the back of his mind that there is the Near right now on the gen, which is really, really dangerous, and Nightlight just feels the pressure as well, and just decides to go back. And now the question is, will the other survivors actually take the reset, or will they actually go for a gen? Because one wrong read from Nightlight, and this could mean the 5th gen popping.
Yeah, they do have, Nightlight does have the advantage of having very close gens as well, with having the Shack gen and then like that closer gen in towards the shallow 3 area. But unfortunately, we'll be sending birds out, trying to get them out to that gen. No one being shown on the killer vision or killer instinct, and setting out another one just in case. Has Drago in chase, doesn't want anyone to work this gen, but could be giving up precious time on another gen. Hasn't sent any birds towards Shack, and we could be getting a reset as well. Drago is going to be caught out here, has nothing to work with. This could end up being a quick down.
Another
We'll
miss.
be dodging the birds. Oh
This is
gosh,
unfortunate.
Brian.
And the only good thing is, I mean, Nightlight is still in control, right? I mean, this gen is actually going from around 80 and is probably at, I would say, 20 right now, which is not what we want. But I think for that, did you hear that as well? I think this gen, for that in exchange, just got towards 80%, which is a lot, a beautiful hit. And what is this down? What is happening? We got a hit from the Crow, and then we also got the M1 above the window. This is so unfortunate. And if this, wait,
But the final gen pops.
the gen pops before Scourge can be used. And with that being said, 2 survivors are still remaining, and if we don't get a save, this will be 3 survivors. And if 3 survivors will be on the map running around, this will, and I think I can say that with 100% guarantee, will be 1 or 2 survivors going out of the gate.
Yeah, it should be 1 or 2. We do have Noah in the back pocket as well, so we can get a surprise onto Drago right now. Drago obviously sees the lit totem over here, so he can call out Noah to his
Definitely.
friends. If he's paying attention, it won't be going down there. Now it is fully revealed, and we can see that quite clearly over to the other side. But they're waiting for the rescue for when Drago went down, and that's just going to be another fresh hook onto Drago. That's going to be all the freshes out of the way as well.
Definitely.
Looking around, seeing if we can spot out the other ones. They do have a door in favor. That is a very far hook away from where the survivors is going to be placed. So it's going to be taking a little bit of time. We do manage to also count
Ooh.
out MX with that bird.
What?
Oh no.
This is such an unfortunate fight, and Rebecca doesn't really, MX not really seeing Nightlight, therefore running into him a little bit, and this will be a down! What was that hit? And of course, Cydro is just on an exit gate trying to make it out. But the questions will actually, will Cydro go for the save? No, he will not.
No.
And this is an unfortunate third kill. And if I'm correct, Cydro was hooked once, which will conclude into a 3k 10 stages with 4 freshes. I mean, nevertheless, this was a really good round coming through from Catalyst. They had a really unfortunate start. Lightlight really capitalized off of that with pressure, but Catalyst fought back and at the end completed all of the 5 gens, and with that being said, actually got a survivor out.
Yeah, fantastic job coming through from Catalyst to give from what was an incredibly difficult position, especially with the gen. A lot of teams get tunnel vision with that final gen. Being at 80, they wouldn't complete that gen. But Catalyst just straight up gave up the gen to work a different one, managed to get all 5 gens completed. But this is why Nightlight had in the back pocket, no one escapes death. Because NOED is one of the clutchest perks for those scenarios of when you're trying to secure a great win con. And getting a 3k10 win con is going to be very strong, especially with Eternal Survivors being some of the best in the world. So I cannot wait for the next match. Make sure you guys tune in. Wave League Azure League Edition will be back shortly. Alrighty, everyone, welcome to Wave League Azure Edition. I am Demi, your host for today, and for this match, we'll phase on the artist, but I am not alone. I'm joined by the wonderful, the mythical, the fantastic, Mr. Brian. How are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic, and you know what lightened up my day even more? Seeing that I can cast, that I am just the chosen one to cast Eternal vs. Catalyst, and especially with you, Demi. Right? I mean, this is beautiful. We do have another quick start, Demi. Just look at this. We got a really quick tag here coming through from FaZe onto Zaka. And we do see, if we just talk about the perk build real quick, Demi, we actually see the same perk build being used. Obviously, we got the agitation being used, Hexagon Escape Staff, which is quite confusing because if I'm correct, the win con is a 4K. So, what FaZe might actually try to play for the 4K 0, which would be interesting.
So, I actually don't mind that. Playing for the 4K 0 versus like playing for like having NOED in the back pocket is always very strong. We do see the first gen popping before the Scorch Hook can come in. And that was definitely a gen that was just like getting used. Shout out to Zaka for like taking up so much extra time and effort. Like at first he was running, like I was about to call out Zaka for like, Zaka, why are you running into like the only gens you guys can work? Like you're running into the wrong zone. Zaka pathing his way back towards the top side of the map into Corrupt again and preventing anyone from getting near those active gens. Now we do see the first gen pop because of that extra time that Zaka was able to build. Now just looking around, seeing if we can launch these birds, but Zaka does have eyes, can call this out. No info being given over to the killer, and the more gens there are on the map, the stronger it's gonna be for the killer not to be able to sound out these birds, as long as he can get the vision. But we do see someone near that gen though, Brian.
Definitely. And oh, we actually do see someone come in, and I mean we got 2 people coming in, and FaZe is just like, guys, can you please leave? Let me just get the second stage, okay? No!
Oh,
no! No! He's missing the hit! It's a free unhook! What is happening? FaZe really, unfortunately, he wanted to short swing. Oh no. And we don't even get the hit on Zaka, which we need. The bird hit on Zaka not being used, of course. Shack pellet being dropped. And now Zaka does have a lot of distance and a lot of pellets to play with as well. And we actually see Crane with a filler pellet nearby.
It's like Jesus just only smiles on Eternal. They alone are the honored ones. But unfortunately, FaZe is just
and
he's living in
just
an
look at the
Eternal
filler
world.
pellet nearby as well. Don't tell me there's a pellet as well.
Oh wait, there's a pallet there.
So we got 10 a pallet, we got 9 a pallet, we got 9 with a pallet, we got 8 a pallet, we got Crane. I don't know what to say. The third gen popped. Demi, the third gen popped.
Oh my god, this is all falling apart. Eternal being blessed by RNGesus himself. I wonder how much Eternal had to pay off like RNGesus to get like this. This is so ridiculous, and now having to take it back towards this middle hook. Thank goodness we do have agitation. We can be putting him on this hook for almost nothing. Is going to kick this gen to regress it back down to nothing, and now we're just going to pepper the gens from a distance. Hopefully, the goal right here is if we want to keep the 3, and we want to keep the Shack gen, and we want to keep the shallow 1 gen. But we also see someone immediately pressuring the save, and that is going to be Dan in the corner. Man, this is just terrifying if you're a killer player, because all you see is anytime you leave the hook, another survivor nearby. And you know that if you leave that hook for too long, a gen's gonna be popping.
Definitely,
This is so difficult.
I mean, this is just the thing, and the problem is the Sorel FaZe knows that Team Eternal can do it due to the pressure that they have. They could insta-pull. I mean, most definitely. I mean, we just see just like complete spits in front of his face, just saying yo hello, and we're actually just going for the tunnel out, which is the smartest thing to do. But we do have the window nearby and probably a for the people play coming in, most definitely. And with that, now we have our Death Hook survivor healed, and this is not what we want, Demi, let me tell you that.
No, they are gonna be re-injured, but like the issue is getting them back. You have to chase Zaka down, and Zaka's one of the all-time goats of like survivor play. That was exactly, we'll be able to drop this pallet attack, but will he eat the, no, we see another gen popping. That's the gen we were worried about, but Zaka's chase is in like the perfect location, because Zaka can't do
He
any,
W
like,
keyed. He completely W keyed, and FaZe didn't expect that. This is so unfortunate. But we
they were
do
doubling the
look
Shack
at
gen.
look at the golden fold that we just have. 3 people on check. I think they got coached by Wispy at some point.
Not the triple shacking. But well, he need, honestly, I don't think going for Zaka is like the strongest move right now. We need to either go for someone that has a pain res right now in order to slow
Definitely.
down this game a little bit. But no, Hardwell's not the one we want to go after. He's the only uninjured
Yeah.
survivor in this game.
Most definitely not,
You're
but of
just giving
course,
yourself extra time.
definitely. But the problem now as well is Eternal knows what to do. They will probably now reset due to them, of course, knowing that FaZe will just jiggle around the survivors to try to find the perfect survivor to just chase. And this just screams for reset time, right? We have no survivor in chase. I mean, Hardware could just do another gen, and we do see two resets coming in. And this is just what we talked about, right, Demi? I mean,
Yeah, we found where it is, but that's not gonna stop Zaka from getting healed.
definitely. I mean, Zaka's the least that they worry about at this point, because they know if Zaka gets chased, it's first of all, it's no pain risk. Second of all, they just triple stack Shack again.
Well, they don't even need a triple stack Shack. They could work any of these other gens in
Oh,
the area.
definitely.
They know, like, there's a lot of options for Eternal. And that's why the saying is like, for 3 gens do not exist while it's a 4v1.
I mean, we just have Spitz as well, just sitting on that gen. I mean, this is something. You know, we're just running up. Oh, and we're a swing and a whiff coming through, and now Spitz is just at this point adrenaline coming through. I mean, this is just the pre-drop coming through, and I think Spitz just realized, hold up, guys, he's a little bit fast, maybe. But we do have a
Yeah.
filler just being dropped at this point. And he gladly
Smith
takes the hit as well with the bird, maybe for some extra distance, or maybe they're actually on the totem already. And,
Oh,
and
no,
just as I'm
no!
saying it, the double vault coming through as well. Oh,
Smith's patience here is so good.
definitely. And I think FaZe knows it.
And
FaZe is
FaZe
just.
realizes, yeah, it's GG.
I mean, it's painful to watch, but FaZe still did a really, really great job. He tried to capitalize from the mistakes that were happening, but just maybe because of pressure. I mean, it's still Eternal at this point, but just kind of whiffing on the first hook, really unfortunate. He got it down relatively quickly for the setup, and really, really well done. But then just kind of fell apart. He lost chase. He was... it was just... everything was going wrong. From the RNG to what was happening in game. Just really, really unfortunate. And as well, it was Eternal's pick. It's... everything is open. Because the next killer, which will be the Oni on the Cold Tower, of course, will be Catalyst picks. And with that being said, we will be seeing how Catalyst will be playing in their own pick, and hopefully we will see the 1-1 equalizer for the tiebreaker, which will be the Dark Lord. But to find out, we will be back in just after a short intermission, so please stay tuned.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome back. We're gonna be back in the Cold Tower with the Oni, and again, first chase on the Zaka. We are back in the familiar old loop of how Dead by Daylight ran before. And I am your host for today, Demi. We are witnessing Eternal versus Catalyst, and I am not alone, joined by him who is alone, the honored one under heaven, Mr. Brian. How are you doing today?
Doing great, and I mean the first chase could have been so good, but I mean player 4, 5, 6 just knew that main building is way too strong to play around, therefore leaving. I mean, we can kick some gens, right, with the perk that we have equipped, which is called Eruption, aka Singularity main's favorite perk, or Sky Merchant main's favorite perk. Really, really annoying to deal with, especially in a free gen situation. But for that we have our comp tower. Almost every comp player knows this one, it's their home. And with that being said, with the changes that actually came, Cold Tower is either a pallet city or a ghost town. So Demi, I don't know about you, but we do have some strong pallets already here.
Yeah, we are utilizing the pallets as best we can. We do see the first gen popping, but the issue is how fast we get this first hook. We are going to be seeing some distance getting made and another pallet being able to get towards, but Bloodlust kicking in. We are Bloodlust who does not want to kick these pallets whatsoever. Knows he has the super speed, but the issue is these are some juicer that Dad knew exactly what he wanted to do. Watching it, is able to make it back towards the main building, and because of this, we also lose chase, lose our Bloodlust. Now we're back to normal.
This is so unfortunate.
Yeah, this is rough.
This time Dan though hitting the fast vault. We saw that Dan earlier. We saw that. Not hitting the fast vault over there. But now we have the pallet here to play with. And Bloodlust again. Oh. Oh!
The fake out right there gets it to
Oh,
him to
what?
be able to get it in time.
What is happening? And I know we got the window on 10. But I think the Bloodlust is catching up just a little bit. Getting the first hit finally after 2 gens. And I mean, it is not the worst situation to be in, especially for player 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, it's not the worst because Oni is one of the greatest snowball killers in the game. You can very easily turn what could be looking like a 0k like 3 to a 2k like to a 4k. Because of his ability, the instant down, and the speed that he moves around the map. We do see Dan getting healed up and towards the middle. They are immediately getting rid of any kind of blood that he can get. And this is just going to prevent him from getting power. We'll have power once, but everyone is up. Everyone's fully healed. You're not going to get any sound notifications. Doesn't know what the 2 survivors are. We'll be getting a hit onto Zaka through the window. Oni chucking his blade. And now gonna be looking to see if we can get Zaka down.
What?
Zaka is gonna be taking this. Ooh.
I mean,
It's
at
gonna be
this
very
point, he
close. We'll
threw
make the
that
pallet,
though. At this, he threw that blade. I'm pretty sure, and this is
Right.
probably okay. Oh, okay.
That's a down for sure, but it's underneath the pallet, which is terrifying because Eternal's very well known for pallet camping. We do get our first pain res of the game as well. We hear someone on the gen as well. Get the information with Eruption, able to pop power. Now we're gonna chug it down. Make sure we cut off any kind of escape.
This is so unfortunate. Actually losing it. And we're actually getting for the pick. I mean, we knew the location of 2 survivors. One was main, and of course we also saw Dan, and I think we know where the last one was. On the hook for the save, coming through. And I think there is enough blood for another power, most definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure at this point, especially towards that area, towards the side of the map. Is gonna be looking around, seeing what we can find out, and we do have a little bit of god droplets. Will we get enough? Should have it with this one blood pile over here, claiming it, and now looking around. Dan, so Spitz has to be working one of the top side jets. Dudes managed to spot him out, trying to go through and on top of the hill, going for the rescue. This could just end up being a trade. No, body block. But
No.
not able to make it. Oh, Dan with the clutchest body block ever.
Definitely. What a great one. And not getting the down. This is so unfortunate. Oh, what?
Not getting it down there or there is so rough. You need to get this power. Just choosing the M1 instead. Will manage to get Hardwell down. Does have another pain res available. Will choose the pick as well. Knows he doesn't have a lot of time or his power. But we see a serve on that gen through the aura that's given to us by Eruption. We're just going to be completing this and knowing that he doesn't have power whatsoever. That Yo's a lot of it. He's going to be very strong. Knows that they're working main as well. Checking upstairs. And choosing not to chase where he knows the survivor is.
Most definitely. No, just waiting for Eruption for the cooldown to end so we can apply it once more. And the save coming through as well. Relatively quick saves coming through from Team Eternal right now. And this time it won't be a quick down coming through. But of course the good thing is we have 3 survivors injured. So there will be plenty of blood orbs throughout the whole map, so I think player 456 does not really need to worry about that anymore. Probably Bennett's landing being used. No, it won't. Therefore, Dan will be going down. The third gen popping, and this is going relatively slow now, Demi. I think the start was relatively quick, but then the downs just came in, and we had the pressure, and now it's actually looking like a mid to high stage game.
Yeah, so right now, wants to focus on these gens towards the bottom side. Is this kind of like where I saw earlier, him going for that main gen? Like, yeah, you could go for the main gen. I think it would have been better if he just pressured this bottom gen right here. He can apply Eruption multiple times to it, can try and get as much as he can and protect his 3 gen, but because of that, it does allow rescues coming through fairly fast because against Oni, you don't want to leave anyone on hook. You want to get people rescued as soon as possible. But that's also why we have Gift of Pain in the back pocket to prevent these resets from coming through fast, keep these survivors injured longer, and if they complete a gen, they're slower on gens by 33%. And we do manage to catch out another survivor. This is going to be Zaka off this gen. Looking around, see if we can spot him out. If we can mind game, Zaka choosing to go towards Shaq and knows that the Oni can't leave this area too much. Has to double check everything. And this is where we have those 3 gens towards the bottom side now. We can kind of patrol our 3 gen, but this is looking a lot like it's going to be outs. As I stated last game, a 4v1 at 1 gen remaining. There's never such thing as a 3 gen, no matter for how many survivors you have. So it's gonna be really rough, Brian.
I mean, definitely. Still, we do have power, and as we also said earlier, 1 power usage can change the whole fate of the game. So with that, he holds a lot of power, and we are actually popping it. So the next, and actually if I'm seeing, the next 1 minute will be probably the most intense one. We do see a vault, just vault going back, and this will be a 50-50 game. Oh, and we sadly do get auto-aimed into the pallet break.
Yeah, gets auto aim into the power break, has to leave this chase almost immediately. Needs to look for whoever's nearby. Actually ends up getting lost and going after Survivor who just vaulted in. But now he's able to drop. He's wasting so much of the killer's time.
But it's not
And-
balanced.
No!
It's not balanced. And it will be going down. Eruption will be proccing. And I think this is also our last Scourge Hook.
Yes, Ritz is the only one who has not been hooked so far. Can look around, see where we can get him to. Wants to put him on a hook closer to these gens towards this bottom side, but we'll see why we'll get a Scourge Hook.
Wait,
And no,
it
it's not a
wasn't.
Scourge Hook.
So now we need to find out the right gen, or else it may actually pop. And it pops with an instant pull. Beautifully timed. And now the best survivor to die would be Dan, because Dan is Death Hook, if I am correct.
So the best one would be Slug for Sluggies for Dan, because Dan's gonna give away so many.
Oh, no.
But the best one to get is, and honestly, any of them. We don't have a lot of hook states. We only have 5 out of the hook states out of all of them. We do have 4 freshes, which is great. But at the end of the day, one of those is already open. We do get
Definitely.
Hardwell, who does have only
No.
1 hook state. Are gonna eat up the pallet. Will he be able to make it out the exit gate? This is not the one that's been worked on. So Hardwell could end up
Ah.
being down. Oh, juicing around the corner, dodging the hit.
And
we
then
see
now
Dan
for the
coming
body
in.
block. But he's
And we
messing
saw
up.
We saw him juicing on that body block earlier, but unfortunately unable to get the same amount of value coming out from this body block. Knows Dan's in this area, and I think you need to
Just
pick
going
him
for
almost
the pick.
immediately.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, of course, also open field, Onion power, body blocking. That is just a little bit too hard as well. But I mean, you can always try. With that, hard will be dying. So if I'm correct, this will be a 1k 7 stages with 4 freshes,
Yes.
which is still. I mean, the 4 freshes, of course, and Rayfleet gives more points, which therefore means this is still an above average result for the Cold Tower.
Yeah. It's also, this is a 1k7 versus Team Eternal, who's held down the #1 spot for quite a long time. They're back on the Team Eternal stuff, and I'm always excited to see them play because they have some of the most fantastic Survivor gameplay. But we will see how Catalyst Serves can do versus the Turtles Killer. So don't go anywhere. Wave League will be back shortly.
Welcome back, everyone, here into the Wave League Asia Edition. We're back with the second trial of the second set, which is the Oni, and of course we are being greeted by Scene Partner. With that being said, Demi, do you enjoy these screams that we are hearing right now, and what do you think about the win con?
How many times has like Polyloop screamed in a row now? Is that 7?
Yeah, probably. I think the perk description says not that many, but
It's a lie.
it's like a minimum of 7 always for some
Like,
reason.
I feel like we need to get a counter of like who has the highest amount of streams with Scene Partner in a chase. Because like, can we get a world record of that? Someone like add our admins and tell them, hey, this needs to be covered. This is very important. And we do see taking
by
the
the
first chase.
Do you see that 50-50? What was happening?
Player 457. Play the Squid
What
Game.
a
from Dead and
demon.
Surviving.
Avida was
Versus-
just Demon 50-50. He should actually play the Squid Games with that kind of 50-50 line.
Oh, but he got caught out there. He's got caught lacking. Oh.
Well, we jinxed it, but that's fine. I mean, it happens. It's
The
Castle's
Castle
curse.
Curse is real.
If anyone tells you it's not real, don't believe them.
Yeah, I've cast or cursed way too many survivors in my time, and I'm just like, I just accept it. It's not my fault that you got cursed. It's your
Yeah.
fault for being worse than my curse.
That
It's their fault, not ours.
yeah, you just gotta beat the curse at this point, right? You just gotta
But
beat
we
the
do
curse at
have-
this point.
Are we gonna be
Nonsense.
able to farm him to have power? Zaka now able to go back around. Is gonna be running this a little bit of a different build. We'll be having no way out to ensure that no one can escape sooner. We'll be popping power onto Zaiju as well. Gonna be looking around. Instead of going into the loop, no, someone's in here, but getting caught in the corner. No.
A little bit stuck, just a tiny
Listen.
bit.
It's something I followed into like multiple years of my life playing Oni. And it's always the fucking corners. No one's no.
Um,
They took the amount of distance they had away from you, and they ran for their lives, my friend. And honestly, utmost respect for them. I would have done the same.
I mean, 100%. And by the way, it's funny that you say that Zaka actually wants that no one gets out because, you know, I mean, he's playing the perk, right? No way out. You know, he's like telling them that there's like no way out. I mean,
Well, definitely player 457 feels there's no way out after getting spun around
Nah.
a corner.
I mean, we sometimes gotta do what we have to do, and at least he didn't went down without a fight. He tried everything, right? Because if you go down, why can't you go down with style at this point? And I mean, if you
He
look
is
at the
wearing
strip, like you're just not on par with him. Like no one of us is at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Eternal writes his script. We're just living in their universe. Like at this point, whatever their
Definitely.
fantasies are, they get to show us off. And now, but maybe we could get a comeback play. I do want to see the tiebreaker set of the Dark Lord, and I'm kind of hoping we can get to it. He's going to be kicking the Jet, applying eruption to that bottom side Jet and Shaq. And those are survivor of this area. Does manage to spot out Drago, but Drago playing the distance, and Zaka choosing not to come back in, knows that they want to try to attempt for a save. Gonna be copied.
Oh no, not again.
Getting cucked by the locker.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And we actually
Listen.
see, I mean, a slow playstyle right now, right? At this point.
He knows that one of the survivors wants to come in for a trade, and if he's able to get the trade off before the second hook state, it's going to be better for him. But because of this is going quite a while, long distance away, can end up getting rescued. No! Ends up going
He
second.
won't.
Player 457 is not going to get rescued. I thought it would have been Drago coming in for the play, for the save before the second hook state. But unfortunately, this is just going to be more time burden. This secures who the tunnel out is going to be.
And I think slowly someone would maybe, just maybe, that's just an assumption of mine, need to come in for the save. And I think well, I said that again. So with that being said, oh, a beautiful hit coming through, another injury. But the question is, we do need player 457 to get the tunnel out, but we know that these survivors are on all of the gens, working really, really diligent.
Oh, this shit's died. He died. Was to be able to pop it, but unfortunately getting forced back in towards main. Knows that we have a stranger survivor in this area, can kind of look around. And if he gets the eruption proc, does gonna be able to try to take his time. Wants to get power, but barely like one blood orb away from power. And there it is.
There it
We
is.
found
We found
it.
it. We found the blood orb, the one missing blood orb that we need. And wait, oh my god, I was scared for a second. I was actually
Nah,
scared
get
for a
that.
second there. Oh my god.
Gonna take the time to break the door, and now
Oh.
just gonna be looking around. Oh,
And now we're playing that. Oh,
drop it.
and now look at this.
You have to. And
Oh!
that's the terrifying section. Oh,
Let's go.
What's the 50-50?
And I don't know about you, Demi, but this is looking better and better. Oh, what a beautiful
No.
flick. What a beautiful flick coming through.
Well, it is. They have to win via. They have to beat 1K7, and we are seeing gens fly by right now. We know that one gen behind him is at like 50%, and he's trying to bring it towards the center gen. Try to get the pain res. We'll be able to get the pain res, and more than likely that hit that gen towards the top side as well. No, will actually end up hitting this villager. So he knows there's two gens with a high amount of progress. Out of the three he has left, try to get the power, looking around, seeing what we can find, and we'll be able to grab it in time. And just auto-popping power is
Definitely.
crazy work right now.
Oh. And I think at this point we might wait. Oh my god. What a read onto the drip person. Player 457, and I think we can go for the pick. Maybe flashlight save?
No.
Right?
No
You
way.
can dream, okay? It's allowed to dream, Demi.
but there's no power
Oh.
pain rest coming from this, so the final gen does get completed. This could end up being a win if they get into 4 out. We do have no way out. Already procced. It only has 2 tokens, so it's only going to be about 30 seconds or so. And looking, Russ, if we spot out anyone, we want to get Pally Loop out of anyone or Zaiju. Do not want to take chase on the Drago, mainly because Drago. Well, now we can take chase on the Drago. Let me rephrase that.
And I am not sure, but if we get a threshold, I'm not sure if it's a tie or a win, due to the reason that, if I'm correct, DW only had a 1k, and if he actually sacrifices a threshold, this will be a 2k, so there will be some escape points missing. But also the other problem is that there will be as well a threshold missing.
Well,
So it's a little
this
bit.
could end up being a 3k very easily.
I
so.
mean,
We
of
see both the
course.
survivors. We see where everyone is now. Zaka now has full information on where everyone went, and he knows what to do with that information. It's just gonna be immediately going around trying to get it onto Pally Loop. Pally Loop is one of the. Drago would have been the only one that's fresh, but if he can secure this kill onto Pally Loop and then the rest of them. Oh, but they're juicing. We are
Wait.
getting some juice out of them. But
Wait,
Bloodlust kicking in.
I don't think he gets it. Wait, we have 5 stages on the clock. Wait, hold on.
That'll be number
Ace
6.
is running back. Ace is
But
actually.
no!
Wait, this is a down. No.
Oh,
Wait for the
no.
people. No. Wait. And this could be. Wait, a flick coming through from Zaka. No.
And no, missing the flick.
Wait. Oh. We
Dropping
need
the
to
pallet,
pick.
choosing
We
to
need
drop
to
it.
pick.
Zaka blocking off the doorway. Needs to pick here. Ends up picking.
And the question is, but Nia will be picking, if I'm correct. But will
He
we
needs
pick
to
in
be
time?
picking. If they want any kind of win, they need to be picking right now. And Zaka knows this is going to be
Right.
just immediately going for it. And because they're so close to the smoke, Zaiju
No.
going back down. It's all
No.
falling apart. And
Everything.
probably the was the fresh hook.
Oh no.
That was why they were trying to protect Palyloop so much, and why Zaiju took the attention away from Palyloop. Now with the Palyloop getting close, it's GG.
Oh
It's
no,
Eternals
this
2-0.
is so unfortunate.
Zapka pulling it out again, but a
Wait, not yet, not
fantastic-
yet. Wait.
Zaiju
No.
coming out UB out of nowhere. If UB became allowed randomly, I'm gonna be very surprised. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, this is so unfortunate. It was so well played by Catalyst, but it all fell apart in the end game, which is just completely heartbreaking. They performed really, really well, but at the end it wasn't enough for Team Eternal.
Yeah, Team Eternal once again standing tall and proud, just waiting to kind of like pull them back in. Wants to get the Mori in. No, choosing to let Zaiju crawl out, maybe? It's just gonna be looking around. Zaiju does manage to escape. Drago's in Palyloop, or the ones left on hook, or just waiting for Drago to time out. But a fantastic result coming through from Catalyst Survivors. Like, very doing their best in that end game. If Palyloop would have been able to make it out, that could have easily been us going to a third set, and that's always more exciting. We have seen a couple upsets in the playoffs, especially when we go to the third set. So always this excitement in the works.
At the end, it's the. Stand proud, Catalyst. You are strong. It was a really, really nice matchup. They tried their best in both of their sets, and even in their own set, they proved their worth. They proved their strength. But at the end, sometimes, things just happen, and it's not bad if things happen. You just gotta learn from it, practice more, and then come back even stronger. And I think this is what Catalyst will be doing. So today, it's the only matchup for today on the first day. Quite the unusual scheduling, of course. But with that being said, Eternal will be continuing and moving on in the loser bracket, and Catalyst will sadly be executed. No, of course, eliminated. which is really, really unfortunate. I loved Catalyst throughout the whole tournament. They played really, really well in group stage, and they proved their worth in the playoffs as well, especially today. With that being said, we will give them a beautiful goodbye from from the tournament Wave League. Hopefully they are back in the next season or in upcoming events maybe. With that being said, the next matchup will actually be on Sunday. So, if everything goes right, which will be then Petroleum versus Demonic, so please keep an eye out for that. We will be then back with the matchup happening, and with that being said, thank you to everyone in the background doing things for us and making it way easier for us casters and streamers. And of course, a big shout out to the dear viewers that are even watching this and making this possible. With that being said, have a beautiful and blessing day, evening or morning, whatever it is for you, and take care. Bye bye.